Maybe not the whole one.
Yeah. Well, I played shortstop, third base at Lander.
Okay.
2 years. Haven't pitched at all in college. And I was actually done playing ball. My eligibility was up. And I was just finishing up school at Lander. Roommate came in, wanted to ride to practice one day. It just so happened it was the pro day up there. They had like 15 scouts out there.
This is in Florida?
This is at Lander.
This is at Lander pro day. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. And so I went in, I was just watching, and all of a sudden, you know, my coach from the year before, Coach Moore up at Lander, asked me if I wanted to throw a bullpen for one of the scouts after it was over. And I was thinking, a bullpen? I'm a shortstop. You sure they don't want me to take some BP or something? So, I mean, I went out there and did it. I threw about 25 pitches, and it was kind of funny because the scouts at first, there was like one radar gun out, you know. Everybody's like, look at, who's this guy in basketball shorts and a t-shirt? What's he doing out here? And from there, you know, all the guns came out about 5-6 pitches later. You know, 15 guns on me. Got done, and it was just a swarm, you know, wanting to talk to me, and the Braves signed me a half hour later.
What were you hitting on the radar gun that day?
I think I was topping out at 94.
That's pretty good. And that's your first time ever pitching?
That was the first time on the mound since high school.
So what were you doing at shortstop? I mean,
yeah, that's the question we've been trying to figure out for a long time now.
Yeah, but your Atlanta Braves experience, they take you to spring training, is that right?
Well, I signed in the fall, so I pretty much just went back to school, signed with them, stayed in school, finished up, went to spring training in 07.
When that happens like that, do the Braves pay for your schooling? Or
no, I was already enlisted. I didn't go to school any farther. They will pay for school, but since I was, you know, just finishing up the semester I'd already paid for it, they didn't cover that.
I'm sure playing with the Braves was probably a lifelong dream for you, and just talk to me a little bit about, you know, some of the guys in that organization that you came across while you were there.
Well, I mean, everybody up and down the board with the Braves organization. It's a class act down there. It really was a lot of fun. Just everybody, seeing the big leaguers around. You know, you come in, you're kind of segregated down there. You're in different areas all the time. So the big leaguers are in one spot, all the minor leaguers are in another spot. But just like coming into the field, you got guys like Chipper and stuff. You're walking past each other all the time, and it's just cool. Those guys would, you know, hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing? One of the guys that really stuck out in my mind from the Braves was Smoltz.
Yeah. John
Smoltz. He came out and talked to the minor leaguers did like multiple occasions, and just you could talk to him about anything, which was really cool. Like just a stand up, you know, class act guy, like out there to help younger guys get better in their game. And you know, I would say he probably stuck out the most.
You had that 94-mile-per-hour heater, but you know what else do you have in your back pocket? It's time to pitch. I mean,
well,
I went pitch for a while.
Yeah, that's true. And I went down there, and from not pitching for a while, you know, I was real raw going into it. You know, I could throw the heat, but we were kind of limited after that. I had a changeup that was pretty good at the time, and then I threw a curveball, which 94, you kind of want a slider or something with that. You know, you don't want to throw the 94 and then an 80 something on a curveball. So they got me developing the curveball or a slider. So I pretty much stick to those 3 pitches: fastball, changeup, slider.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about you went from, you said, the fastball to curveball. Talk to me a little bit about some of the hitters you faced while you were down there at spring training, if you can remember any of the big time hitters you faced.
So it's all I'll know them in a couple of years. Yeah. Like most of the guys I faced are guys that are going to be going to the bigs here.
Okay.
Within the next couple of years, but not too many of the big name guys in spring training.
Okay. What about? Go ahead, Mark.
I was just going to ask you, what about some of the coaches that you got to come in contact with all their experience with the major league players? How did you like that?
Yeah, well, Del Canton down there, he was one of the big pitching guys with the Braves for a long time, and just the stuff I learned from him, like just incredible knowledge on the game, all around. You know, the Braves got one of the best. You know, they're known for pitching. That's like one of the best organizations in the major leagues for pitching, and so just getting to go down there and kind of the way I look at it now is being able to study underneath those guys. Right. You know, I would go back to the hotel after practice and stuff and write down everything, you know, in a notebook that we went over that day, just because it was stuff that I didn't want to forget. You never know where you're going to be after that, you know.
And I'm glad we got you in the studio today because, you know, I'm sure a lot of our high school kids are going to be watching this video. And it's good for you because I wanted to ask you about what happens when the Braves come to you, and it's kind of a behind-the-scenes thing. The Braves come to you and tell you that we're not going to have you, you know, anymore in our organization. We're going to, you know, cut the cord, basically. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a terrible feeling. It's you know, it's the thing that everybody in professional baseball dreads is, you know, getting that tag in your locker.
Yeah.
It's something
and that's why I wanted to add what the tag. Explain to me what exactly
the
is
tag in your locker. Well, different
yeah.
organizations are different ways. You know, they go about it different ways. Some organizations will just put a tag in your locker, like you see on like Major League or something like that. You know? Other organizations, you know, it's a little note or a letter or something like that. And then some of them, you'll be practicing, they'll just come out there in a golf cart, pluck the guys out from practice, and that's it. They go load up their stuff and on you go. But I mean, it's something that you dread, but you know that it could happen at any time at the same time.
Yeah.
No matter how stable you are, think you are. It's just it's an unstable business. You know, it's high stress. You know, big payoff if you do well, and you know, real big highs and low lows. So, but you got to take it. Like I went in there, got released. You know, got told, you know, you feel disappointed, and you know, it hurts. You start doubting yourself, but you got to realize, you know, somebody saw something in you when you get to that point that they pictured you in the major leagues.
Right.
That's why you signed.
Right.
So, even after you get released by a club like that, how I look at it now, you got 32 clubs in baseball. One of them released you, you got 31 other clubs in Major League Baseball. Still, organizations that you haven't played for yet. And if somebody in the Braves saw you and thought that you have what it takes, somebody in another organization will see what it takes.
Right.
So after release from the Atlanta Braves, what was your next step?
The next step was taking a couple weeks, kind of doing some soul searching, you know, wondering if I was going to hang them up, you know, just really disappointed overall, you know, just a sickening feeling like, you know, one day I'm feeling like I'm on top of the world. Next day it's like back to, you know, ground zero again. And so I took a couple weeks off, thought about what I wanted to do, ended up getting a call from my brother. Says, you got a 2 ERA. What are you doing? We're talking about hanging them up. If you're going to go out on top. Don't go out, you know. Or he said, go out with a 9 ERA. You know, go out there and get blasted, then hang them up.
Right.
Don't go out there and pitch well. Somebody tells you can't do it. Like, people tell you can't do it all through your life. You'll never have that where everybody's just, oh yeah, you can do it. You can do it. You're the best out there. You're always going to have doubters. Always going to have people that say, what are you doing? You'll never make it.
Yeah.
So, you know, after talking to him, it was like, he's right. If I'm going to, you know, I need to do this until I can't do this. And so, headed up to Michigan, go play in the Independent Frontier League up there.
And one of the questions I wanted to ask you, during these stints with the Braves and then you moved to the Kalamazoo Kings, what position were they having you at? Were they having you at starting pitcher or relief pitcher?
Relief. I pitched relief with the Braves, kind of 8th, 9th inning closer type role. And then when I went up to Michigan, I was in a setup man type role, you know, 7th, 8th inning guy.
Okay.